get some comments on your round.
You know what? We had perfect conditions. 7 o'clock was the first group off. In the front 9, the greens were absolutely perfect. I mean, smooth as could be and soft, which is perfect for good scoring. I guess kind of the highlight of my day, the first hole, I hold it from the fairway with the 9-iron. So that was kind of, 2 under after 1 hole.
Right.
And no putts, and then hit the par 5 and 2 and 2 putted, and now I'm 3 under already. I kind of got the round going. And thank you. So that's kind of it. That's kind of how I got started. And believe it or not, I actually didn't make a lot of putts. I hit the ball pretty well. I hit a lot of the par 5s and 2, and the putts I had were for birdies, most of them, other than the last. I made about a 12-footer on my 8th hole, and I made about a 25-footer on the last, and that's it. Wasn't a lot of long putts.
You've been struggling with a hand injury. What did you do to your hand?
I cut my fingers off.
How'd you do that?
How about that? Pushing a broom. A push broom.
Okay.
Snapped in my hands, and underneath the plastic was metal, and instead of kinking, it was right where it was welded together, so it broke straight up, and I fell right into it and cut my fingers off.
Like, knuckle up, or?
I don't have the end of this one, and this one doesn't float. Right to the bone on both of them. So I picked them up and put them in a baggie, and they sewed them back on. And so, so now I don't feel very well in those 2 hands.
Yeah.
And that's like the most important thing, in your swing. So when you're at the top of your swing, with your left hand, you feel this pressure on your thumb that says stop and then go. Well, mine doesn't feel stop and go. So now I'm kind of trying to get my body to do it instead of feeling with my hand. And vice versa, after getting all those injuries, I ripped apart my whole entire wrist. And because of these injuries, they put that back together, and now I can't swing the way I used to swing because it's too hard on my hand. I just don't have the strength. So I've been trying to get shallow. I used to be steep and hit a big cut. Now I'm trying to get shallow and hit it straighter.
Is there any advantage to playing like that, or does it matter working?
2.5 years of headaches. That's about it. No, there's no advantage, I don't think. I mean, that's just what I've got to do now.
We've had a handful of top 20 finishes recently. Is just kind of getting in a groove, or is that just kind of coming back together?
You know what? I kind of struggle with putting there in the kind of the middle of this. Let's call it the year is in right now. The kind of the middle of this season so far, and then I kind of worked on my putting a little bit and changed putters and look I've never done. I started putting better, which gave me some confidence, and then kind of a lot of this hard work's finally starting to pay off. And today I drove it well, I hit my irons well, and I rolled it well, and it was very solid, and it was fun. I wasn't out there having to worry about what was going to happen next.
Sure.
And boring golf is kind of what we're all trying to achieve. So hit fairways, hit greens, and make some fun.
At what point did you feel the greens soften up a little more with the traffic and the heat? Is there a point?
When we made the turn and we got to the 10th hole, it looked like 100 people had been around the hole. I mean, it was that drastic. I mean, our greens were so perfect for 9. And there's not much you can do. It's, what is it, 105 degrees out there right now or something with the heat index? And they're bent greens. So if you want to save your greens, you're going to keep the water on. That's just the way it is. And when you have water, they're going to get soft, and there's going to be a lot. You're going to see all the footprints. So, like I said, we got real lucky on the front 9. They were perfect, and then got on the next 9, and they were bumpy. I mean, and more difficult. Put it this way: you got on your front 9 when you got inside of 10 feet, you felt like you were going to make a putt. They're that good. You switch the next 9 holes. Now all of a sudden you're going, oh, that looks so good in front of me. So it was a little tougher to get the ball rolling as well. I mean, it's tough to beat 7 a.m. with no one out there on any golf course.
Especially the weather forecast like we saw yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's been. And, I was out there. I played in the Pro-Am yesterday late. There's nothing you're going to, it's just the way it is. It's hot. Greens are going to be soft because it's so hot. And they're going to get a little torn up. Any golf course, later in the day, they're always a little more bumpy. And here it's kind of exaggerated with the conditions.
And Brandt, he asked about your finishes of late. I think you're 45 under on your last 3 tournaments. Talk a little bit about how low you have to go on this tour, and then also about scoring in general on all of the tours.
I'll tell you, I think from the PGA Tour, and that's where I've been playing the last 11 years. first year out here, but it's totally different scoring. I mean, first of all, the kids are young, they have no fear out here. I mean, these guys stand up on the last hole and just bomb driver within 100 yards of the green with water all over the place, and the old man's hitting 2-iron out there. So the mindset out here is totally different than playing the tour, 100%. The tours get it in a spot, to hit it on the green, to make a putt to go to the next hole. Out here, it's bombs away and go make birdies and shoot 0, and there you go.
So do you change your focus?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, you got to get a little more aggressive. I mean, like you said, I'm 45 under in the last 3 tournaments, and that really hasn't done me that good. So, you know, you got to kind of get after it, and it's great to finish 11th and 15th and 19th and all that, but it doesn't add up out here. I mean, the whole idea is to finish in the top 25 and not be back here next year. Right. That's the plan.
Is some of the difference the difficulty of the courses? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, I think the golf courses are shorter than we're playing. So you've got a lot more scoring clubs in your hand versus the courses that they play on tour. They're just longer. I mean, when you're playing San Diego and it's 7,400 yards right off the ocean, you're ripping 5-iron and 4-irons, into a lot of par 4s. And out here, along par 4, we're hitting maybe a 7-iron, maybe a 6-iron, maybe an 8-iron. On the par 5s, we're getting to them. And so, if you have 3 or 4 reachable holes, I mean, that changes your par if you're hitting an iron into them, 18 right here is a good par 5 because you've got to hit a great drive to have an iron. And otherwise, if you're laying back in the middle, you've got to decide, am I going to hit 3 wood onto that little high green? So that's really a legit par 5, I think. But some of them over the last few weeks, I've hit 5-iron into some of the par 5s. That's a good par 4. But it's the conditions. Again, when Wichita was hot, firm, and it's just, it's the way it is. I mean, there's not much anybody can do about it. We've played some really nice golf courses the last few weeks, too.
All right, let's go through, you mentioned number 10, your start. Was that, you said driver, and then?
I hit 2-iron, 9-iron.
And what was your yardage on the 9-iron?
I had 148 yards in the hole. Didn't have to putt.
That's nice. The birdie on 11?
Birdie on 11, I hit driver 4-iron just on the green, 2-putted.
Okay, birdie on 13, par 3?
I hit a 7-iron, I think it was 182. I hit a 7-iron to about 8 feet.
Okay, number 15, another par 3?
I hit a 9-iron to about 3 feet.
Okay, number 18?
I hit 3-wood 3-iron to about 15 feet,
okay.
2-putted.
All right, number 1?
I hit driver 4-iron to about 30 feet, 2-putted.
Okay, and then the bogey on 4.
I got greedy. I hit it right in the pin there into the bunker, and you got no chance where that pin is. Good. I hit it out, good shot, out about 15 feet, missed it.
Okay, birdie on the next.
I hit driver's sand wedge to about a foot.
Okay, number 8, par 5.
I hit 3-wood 4-iron over the green and chipped up to about 10 feet, maybe.
Okay, and then the birdie on 9.
I hit 2-iron, 8-iron to about 25 feet. See, my last 2 were some bombs, see?
Pretty nice. All right, I think that takes care of it. Brent, thanks for coming by. Keep it going.
Thank you. All right. Sounds great.
Stay cool somehow.
Yeah, good.